check the sound in a little bit. I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Things have been crazy over here. My kids are out of school, and so lots of kids, lots of activities, and just trying to keep up with everything. And through all that stuff, we had graduation. We went on some trips. A lot of the plant chores. And through all that stuff.
Your mic's not on.
My mic isn't on.
Or this isn't on.
My mic isn't on.
No, you sound like super echoey.
Checking 1, 2. It's green now. There we go. Okay, let me put this thing back on. Thanks for joining Plant Bar Live. Just getting cleaned up and getting things together. What I was saying is, we've been super busy, and a lot of the plant chores have went by the wayside. And you can't smell it, but it smells really, really, really good back here. Smells like rotted plants that have been molding in a bucket of water for a good amount of time. I left some tea plants that I had cut and I was propagating, and some water, forgot about them. And they did root, but then they started to implode or explode. It was outward and just a moldy mess. So I'll have to get that cleaned up and try to get rid of the smell, because now the smell is just lingering. I decided I would dump the bucket right by where it was. Bad idea. So I'll need to leach that out. And if we have a little extra time, I'll go get one of the exploded tea leaves, but they stink. I mostly got the smell off my hands. So I don't know if I'm actually going to touch those again without gloves or something. So yeah, today's going to be day 367 or so of plant chores. Gonna have take you guys along while I do some chores on some of the plants. I gotta size up some plants. So I've got philodendron white knight. I need to make cuttings because I let it go a little too long. So I'll make some of those. I've got what do I got here? Oh, I also have some ficus. It's not fiddly ficus. It's going to be the rubber tree ficus that I got some cuttings from a friend, so I need to root those before I leave those in water, because that's really a big mistake. I just shoved them in some water in a shady spot. I was like, oh, I'll get to them in a couple days, and now it's been like a couple weeks, and so you cannot do that. Let's see. So if you're just logging on, feel free to say hi, say where you're watching from, and how hot is it where you are. We finally got hot over here. It's in the mid 80s, and so everything's showing it. I got to get some shade cloth up over here on an area where now the sun is just like a little too intense this time of year. So I got my work cut out. So say hi, and where are you watching from? What's the high temperature today? If you were watching last week, we were working on a couple of things. I'll just revisit real quick, and I wanted to finish this up. So we did have this UFO plant, and this was from a friend, and it had, it still has it. The leaves are a little chlorotic. We got deep green veins on the leaves, and we used ChatGPT, and I was arguing with it a little bit. But this was, these like drainage, and it was in this pot that didn't have any drainage. And so what had happened is it was all full of roots at the bottom, and they were just sitting in water, so it was rotting out. But it was kept outside, so it didn't die, but the leaves were not able to take up the nutrients they needed. So we potted it into just this type of pot. Obviously, this isn't going to work here. So what I want to do, so what I ended up doing on the show is I was drilling we had a good time. I was using a drill with a ceramic bit or a glass bit, and then drilling, but it was taking forever. So 1 week later, and people were getting nervous, thinking I was going to break it. So we had little trust in me to drill a hole. I don't know if I'm going to drill another one, but I did get one. So I got one drainage hole now in here, which will make this plant be a lot more happier. And so what I want to do is I'm going to split off a couple of these babies and then plant them into this pot. And now we'll have two. And those will grow and fill this in now that we got a hole in it. Feel comfortable doing that. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So whenever you have an ornamental pot and you can't fit, because this is like a short pot, it's not tall enough to fit in a pot because it's gonna show, right? Can't show it like this. So whenever you have these, you can always drill holes in the bottom of them. It just takes a little bit of time, more time than I had on the live show, so I did it offline. And yeah, that's where we're at. So got the pot, got a little bit of soil left over from last week. Just sweep it over, and then I'll make some more, and I'll show you how to get the babies off of the saucer plant here, the UFO plant. Crystal's moderating and enjoying the smell with me. Anytime the wind picks up, it just brings it, lofts it over here. It's a nice smell, huh? It's awful. It's awful. I make mistakes every single day. That was definitely one. Now I gotta be back here and live with it. Okay, so when I pull these off, they're not gonna have a root ball or anything. So what I'm gonna do is fill this up with some soil to begin with. I will put a couple rocks down by the drain hole, like that, and then let me see here. Let's take this soil that I'd already made and kind of fill it up. Yeah. That is taking too long. Use this. See how much more we need, and then we'll pull off the babies. All right, so if you're just logging in and watching us, we're doing plant chores today. First chore I have is I got to finish up for a friend what I had started last week and then didn't have enough time to finish. Got a couple of those, and then we'll move into some other chores. So I'm potting up this. Gonna take these babies off. Here, I need more soil, and the soil is nowhere near me. Okay, 1 second. Don't go away. I'm just right around here. How am I gonna do this? Use this. All right, I'm just scooping some soil back away from the camera so you can't really see what I'm doing. All right, so more soil. This is Plant Bar base soil. It's an organic mix. Organic fertilizers in it. And then for this plant, we need to add in some extra perlite. So let me do that. So we want to do like 10% perlite to your mix, maybe 3. 3 of those, mix these up. And then I can fill up the rest of this pot. So this soil, a good base soil, always has, it's living. So it's got earthworm castings in it already, mycorrhizae, and natural fertilizers, aged to perfection. I did a couple mixes. If you're interested, you can always watch back. There's a live that I did, and I showed the exact recipe on how to make your own at home using stuff that you could purchase at any hardware store. All right, so that's a good mix. Get the rest of this. Oh, probably too much. So when you're doing this, you usually want to leave like a couple finger lengths. Yeah, this would probably be good. From the top of space, so that when you do water, that it doesn't flow over and you got water coming out the top and all that. All right, so I just potted this up. Let's just see what happens here. This was like, yeah, it's really loose. Okay, so what I was trying to do is, well, I'll just repot it. I'm gonna let this, I only potted this up from this little pot to this bigger pot last week, 1 week ago. So right here we can see, peel this away, and I'll redo that. So what you want to do is you want to find the baby, right? There it is, right there, and then it'll have like its own roots, and you want to just, I'm deep getting down below where it was growing off the mom, and then don't tug too much. You want to gently pull, and then now we got a little baby, and it's got all its roots intact. And I think I might get one more. So, oh, and I did that. My friend that needed the plant fixed, please don't kill me. Took a leaf off. Dead. All right. So from there, just all I did was just did a little nudge in the soil that I had, and then I'm gonna pinch around this and then add probably a little more soil. The main thing is, so when I'm pinching down, right where the top of this plant is, you want to keep that at that 2-finger length. Don't bury this too deep. That way it's right at the right angle that it was, or area it was. It could probably be fine without it, but a little less stress by planting it exactly the way we had it first time. What I do want to do though is get one more little baby, little cakey here, and try to get that in there. So I'm going to take this one here, doing the same thing. So just kind of pinching down. The smaller ones are going to be a lot harder. I can do it. Okay. Pulling it out. All right, so this is going to go back in there. And yeah, now I've got this little guy, one little root. And I'm going to fill this up the rest of the way to get to that line that I was talking about. Two-finger lengths of space. And then, all right, I'm going to plug this guy in. Here, spin this around just the way this is growing and be like, there's going to be a little baby right there. All right, so if you haven't ever had any of these, if you haven't had any of these plants that grew babies, or you have a whole bunch of babies you didn't know what to do, it's relatively easy. Just want to make sure you take your time when you're pinching off the babies. Get as much root as possible. Even if you didn't, probably be okay too. You just have to re-root it. Doing it this way, at least now, it doesn't have to be re-rooted. And then last thing would be, all right, need to water it. I got water back here. Let's see how good my hole works in this pot. So I'm gonna water this through and hope that we get water coming out the bottom here. The suspense is killing me. So you want to water until the water comes out the bottom. There we go, success. I don't know if you can really see it, but the little hole worked. It's coming out of the middle now. So success. So I'll give my friend back the little one and I'll keep the big one. Just kidding. I'll give her back all of them. Okay, let me put this back. So what we had done last time, and I need to redo it, is this was kind of growing a little crooked. So I'm going to repot it so it's straight in here. Put it back. Go. That smell is so nice. It's awful.
So lovely.
It's awful back here. Holy cow, it's awful. Okay. Filled that back up with potting soil. We still have a couple babies there. And then what we're trying to do is give this a little more, so because it spilled out when I opened it up. We need a little more fertilizer, micronutrients. More than likely, this is deficient in iron. It's going to be my guess. I didn't test it or anything. So I'm going to give it a little more Osmocote Essentials Plus. All right, so that one's done. And give that back to our friend. And move on from that. So the next plant I had that was on the list from last week. So we're doing a little bit of doctoring. Is this Monstera? It's a Swiss cheese plant. Let me try to move this a little further over. That way I can give her all her plants back and be like, okay, they should be better. Okay, so let's check this out. All right, so she's got it on it's like a sphagnum moss pole, and it is rooting into there, so that is working. But the problem she's having are on all the leaves. I don't know if you can see. Every single one of the leaves has a whole bunch of little yellow spots. And so the first thing I did when I saw, and I was like, oh, okay, yellow spots in the center, brown spots in the center. Okay, it's either insects or there's a watering problem. So the way to figure that part out, step one is turn the leaves upside down, look at the undersides of the leaves, and then see if you can see any insects. And this is a bigger plant. Let me see if I can get it closer to you. Is this the one? Yeah. So let me know if you can see that. You see that? Need to be closer? Crystal, that was a question for you.
What am I looking at?
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm reviewing chat right now. What am I looking at?
There.
Just to see like the
Can
stuff.
you see the bottom of this?
I mean, kinda, yeah, kinda. Like that it's like a little bit got some stuff going on.
Yeah, there's a bunch of white bugs.
You can kind of see it. It's not super
Sorry,
clear,
guys.
but you can kind of see it.
Need the magnifying glass in there. Okay, so on the undersides of all these leaves, there's definitely insects.
Oh, you should show our friend her pot again when you get a chance. Are there white things? Yes, there are white things.
Yeah. So when we're thinking
I can see them from here, but I can't see them on the camera. They don't
okay.
show up.
So
are they mealybugs?
So underneath we've got a few different things going on.
Scared face. Face emoji.
There's a handful of mealybugs, but then there was like some aphids. So this one has mealybugs right here. That little white guy in the center. I don't know if I can get it closer.
Let's see if I can.
Right.
I can try to get it closer for you, just for this one shot.
This particular leaf.
Oh yeah.
So all those guys are piercing into the leaves and then pulling out the juices of the plant. I don't have a better word. They're pulling out the nutrient. They're
Now, what are
pulling
you
stuff
trying to
out.
say?
I always get made fun of when I say words.
Well,
And then what's happening is it's when they're done, right? Each of those spots is where it had pulled stuff out of the plant. So then it's leaving these brown spots all over.
juices.
So what needs to happen is
Are they moist?
only when they get crushed.
Oh my gosh.
There's some more here. So
this is supposed to be a PG show.
it is. So what needs to happen is want to treat for the bugs, and I'll do that today. But then we're gonna use an organic spray. So what that means is need to do it once a week for like the next, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, maybe 1 month, and then they should be gone. But all of these leaves where they already are damaged, they're not gonna get better. They're gonna stay the way they were. But anything new, we can just grow some new stems and you just wrap them around, and then eventually they'll cover up all the bad stuff and you can take it off. Okay, so I'm going to use leaf and tonic. Shake it up. So leaf and tonic is a neem derivative. So if you're spraying this outside, make sure that the plant is not going to be in the sun. So no full sun with this, the concentrate. And then I'm going to spray the tops and the bottoms. I'm going to spray of the leaves. So you want to get all the tops and the undersides thoroughly get the so it's dripping off the fronts of the leaves. So there was a millibug right here on the front. I don't know if you can see it right there. I was gonna blast that guy. Then I'll get the underside, and I'm just gonna go. Right, this is a prized plant, so we're going leaf by leaf. Got to make sure we're good here. This one's got some snail damage. I know these are outside at my friend's house, but big holes, got some snails. So that would be some snail bait needed. And so the other thing when you're using neem product or leaf and tonic, I don't want to spray these new leaves. So I'm going to spray below them, but I'm not going to spray them directly because they're tender and they're growing out. We'll have to catch them when they open up. So I'm just going to go through, spray this guy all up.
Hey.
Yeah.
He's spraying me.
Sorry. It smells good.
Mm-hmm. It does smell good, but it is spraying on me.
Don't get it in your eyeballs.
Thanks.
Don't spray your family or your pets. Here, let me.
Whoa.
Try to go over here. Trying to be thorough here. So you could use a neem derivative. You could use soapy water. If you use soapy water, you're going to have to do it a little more often. Maybe like twice a week would be what I'd say to do. And if you don't have that kind of time, then you might have to find another solution that isn't organic. Because what you're trying to do is stop the life cycle of the insects. And so you got to continue to retreat because they're going to have little babies. You're trying to kill the adults, and then they grow every couple weeks and they just keep repeating. And that's why they're such a nuisance. All right, so I'm going to spray all this. And then I'm going to set this out of the way. I was going to inspect the soil, but the monsteras, they'll do, they're not like a super finicky plant. And really, in most places, not susceptible to a lot of bugs. But here, there's just a lot of bugs. I'm going to cut this one off because it's got damage that's not going to be fixed. And maybe this one off. Oh, wait. No, yeah. All right. Remove a few, treat. If you have a plant like this, isolate it at home. Don't put it with the rest of your plants. You're gonna have to treat it every if it's soap, every few days, 2-3 days. If neem oil, then you can get away with once a week.
Did you say where to purchase your spray?
Sprays are on our website online.
That doesn't help anyone.
You can, Crystal will put it on there.
www.plantbarofficial.com.
Yeah, on the mainland, Plant Bar Official. If you're in Hawaii, they are at stores. So they're at local stores, Mari's, Pico currently, or the Hawaii website is plantbarhi.com. Okay, so I've saved. Oh, I was supposed to show this?
Yeah.
So I took your plant and I made it smaller. But there is a hole. So it's good to go. Got a drainage hole in this one. And here's the mama. Kept her in this nursery pot. Okay, last one that I had for her was looks like a gasteria to me. And you can see here the reason it was given to me to try to fix is it has these large black spots on the leaves. Some of them are like perfectly round. Some are like big necrotic spots, like it's dying tissue. And I don't even really have to do too much digging. I would not need to at all.
Oh man.
What's that?
Renee just hopped on and said her car got towed to the car dealer from camp. Wait, why? What
Oh
happened?
wow.
Wait, why?
I know she's camping like hundreds of miles from her
What
home.
happened?
Oh wow.
I
Well,
hope
we'll
you
need to
have
know
like the
more.
super duper AAA. Sorry.
Maybe it's under warranty. So
Yeah, maybe.
black spots, succulent plant in a pot without a hole. So we won't be drilling this. What I want to do is I'm going to put this plant in a small pot that'll fit inside here, and then it can just be pulled out to water. So, and let's see here. All right, so we got some blue paint, but there is some healthy roots here. Got nice, healthy white roots, pretty vigorous roots. It's definitely wet down there. So what I'm going to do is, some of this is really crunchy. It's just old soil that's lost all its hydration. So I'm going to peel that off. And you can do that anytime you got a pot that's got that. What you'd want to do is, if it's real crusty, don't break it off when it's real crusty. Put your pot in a saucer so that you can bottom water. Let it sit in there for a couple hours or however long it takes, so that the whole root ball is now wet, and then you'll be able to easily tear away the soil without having to break up all the roots, because we don't want to cut all the roots. Okay, so got that. You can see got this black space at the bottom in the entirety of this plant. It's old, the old leaves not super happy, just because it was sitting in water, and this plant doesn't like that so much. That's okay. Okay, let me throw that away, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. So they make a cool little 3-inch pot that you can put in these small little planters. And the succulents don't need too much soil at all, so it should be okay. The thing is I didn't come prepared, so it's like, okay, where is that pot at? Okay, right here. Nope, that's too big. Let me see. Yeah, that's too big. Oh, here we go. Yay. All right, so 3-inch pot. Yeah, fits perfectly in there. So this is a 3-inch, 2-inch round. So we're going to use this one. What I'm going to do is kind of pull through with my fingers a little bit more and let the roots kind of dangle. All right, so now I got that like that, so that I can pull pull this into the pot that I'm going to put it in. And we can keep this mix that we have here for this plant. So what I'll do is take this, shimmy in. Don't squash this in there like that. Let the roots kind of hang in there, and we're gonna fill the pot with soil surrounding the roots, and then just kind of pinch it in with probably a tool. Okay, cup here. Any word on the car?
Yes, I was waiting.
Okay, what's going on here?
It says turbo went out. I think totally warranted. Hopefully get the info tomorrow on exact issue.
That's a new car.
That sucks.
I think she's got a Chevy.
That's not phone.
I don't know if there's an acronym for a Chevy. Ford has one.
Found on road dead.
Yeah. I'm really sorry that happened. So I'm sure that made for an exciting drive to camp.
Yeah, that would have been stressful for sure.
And I know that they were. I know she had said that camp was uphill, so going up the mountains. Oh, hopefully wherever you got to, maybe you got all the way to where you needed to, or you got most of the way so that you weren't in the desert. How far did you get? And thank you for hopping on at camp.
She said 60 to 65 miles per hour.
That's all you need to go here. That's all it would go.
I think so.
Just ship that car over here and then we'll be good.
Hey, you don't have to drive much faster than that.
You don't ever have to get over there. The speed limit on the freeway is like 35.
It is not.
It's not. That's an exaggeration, but it's
60.
Yeah, but it's like a 8-lane freeway with no obstacles. Okay, so I put it into this pot here. Now we got drainage holes, and I guess the thing is that doesn't fix these necrotic spots. And the thing with this too is that these will never grow back. So this whole stem, pretty toasted. But rather than cut it, and then we got this big scab, the options would be cut it here, leave a big scab here, or you'd cut it lower, or do nothing. So I'm going to do nothing and let the owner decide what they want to do. The other thing I'm going to do, just so this fits perfectly in here, is I'm going to put some rocks in the bottom of this just to hold up my pot. So we get decorative rocks. Oh, that's too many. Oh man, okay. One layer of pots is all we needed. So there we go. It's potted. Put some rocks on top. Here you go. Get some decorations. It's a decorative pot now. All right, and then so that'll fix it in the future. It's got the right type of soil. It's got drainage holes, and it's going to have to outgrow all these little black spots. There is some new ones growing in there, so should grow fairly quickly. Set this over.
From 80, I got to camp.
80.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a freeway?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so I finally finished everything from last week, from the show that we had, and now we can get to some new chores. It's all clear. We got room here now. Woohoo! All right, let me clean this over. I'm gonna just move this over a little bit. All right. Anybody else had some car troubles recently, or things they've had to deal with their cars? All right, I just wanted to make some space here. All right, so The first thing I want to do is, so I'm going to do this because I've neglected this white knight for a while. And as you can see, it's, I didn't get it staked up right. It's like falling over. And then it kept falling over. So then it kept like growing every which way, the wrong way. I finally actually kind of nervous, whatever, got to do it. Finally getting on this plant, the little white splashes coming in, which is what makes this plant desirable. It's got little, so there's a little bit of a white splash there. And as time goes on, this is the newest leaf. So the next ones should start showing more variegation. But I'm gonna cut this down and then pot up some babies. We have a pop-up that we're doing in August. It's a plant pop-up at a home show here, and so I've got to get some plants prepped, and so that'll be part of what I'm working on. All right, so let's see. I had really done a number on this plant. I didn't do it any service. I wrapped this like metal stuff around it because it was like falling over when I noticed it. It's like, oh man. So gonna make some cuttings. Let that fall over. For now, let me get a clean pair of shears that are sanitized. Hold on. Where's this is the only ones I got? I usually have like 18 of these laying around back here. Yep, that's the best one. All right, we're gonna use this one. It's pretty rough. Okay, rubbing alcohol. On this stem here. All right, so when propagating, usually you don't have to worry about this horrible bend that I've got going here, but I do. So I'm gonna have a couple different cuts, but I want to, this top cut is going to be the real good promising cut. And so I'm going to make that one at this joint here, and then I'll make another one. So basically, if you haven't done this before, what I'm looking for is there's the node. This is where the roots will grow out, and I want to get in the middle of those, which is right where this this leaf is coming out. So I'm going to go right below this one for that first cut, and then I'm going to put it in there kind of sideways. So a clean pair of shears. All right, so that'll be a good top cut. And then the next cut, it's going to be this one here. So actually, I'm going to do a couple smaller ones. This one's got 2. So that'll be 1. So we'll have a good top cut, and then we got a couple smaller ones that we'll have to root. 2. And then I'm coming down here because this thing needs to, it's time for it to grow again. So I'm going to cut here. And I can put stake back on. And let's see. Make sure I got make sure you have them the right way. So I usually try to face everything the same way so I don't screw that up. Getting all over me. All right, so I made my cuts, and then I gotta have. I'm gonna put some cocoa in this. A little bit extra cocoa since I put perlite, but we'll just use this. And then let's see, orange. Okay, 1. Let me pull the pots. So we're gonna do 4-inch pots, and then the top cut we're gonna do a 6-inch. I wonder if I should. Too many thoughts here. Okay, 3 of those. What are those? Ooh. One, one, one. All right, I usually, so I don't screw this up, I put them all the way they're supposed to be. Put them over here because I get myself all confused. All right, let me get some cocoa coir. I might only have cocoa chunks. Oh, never mind. This is cocoa coir. I'm gonna mix some of this in. I'll pull the dirt over. So the cocoa coir is going to help hold the moisture around the root while it's trying to root, but then it won't stay overly wet. So that's a good thing. Pull this over. Mix this in. And then when we're rooting these, we want to, once we get them potted up, you want to put them in a place where they're not getting direct sun, but we don't want it to be totally dark either. So like bright shade would be best, or also if you have, you could have also a like a plastic tray or a dome that you put over some stuff if you're living in a place where the humidity is not super high. Okay, so got this. What I'm gonna do is take off this bottom leaf, and then I think I'm gonna leave the other two. Yeah, just lost the one, and then super easy. Just gonna fill this pot up with our mix. Oh, it's not mixed enough. Close to the top, take this, press it in there. That's it. Same thing here, close to the top. And you can see this, the stem's out. That's okay to have that out. You don't want to bury that necessarily. Try to fast forward this here. Anytime you neglect your stuff and you need to rejuvenate, don't be afraid to just chop it up. Your success with the top cutting usually be pretty good. You know, some of these mid cuts sometimes take a little longer. I'm gonna take this one off. This one off too. You could use rooting hormone, but I'm not going to. I feel like these should be all right. Okay, here's that. So we get them potted up, and then what I'm going to do with these is put them over in the growing area, which is like so there's shade there, but it's the sun comes, so it's like ambient light. And I will water these before I put them in there, and then the stuff in there usually gets the smaller stuff gets watered 3 or 4 times a week. Bigger stuff a little less often. But what we want to do is keep the soil, trying to use different words, saturated, but not like overly saturated. And we'll have to check in on these. I'm hoping, so I got a couple months, get these rooted so that I can, I'll get my mama plant growing in the right direction because it was growing every which way. And then we'll have some to sell at that market. Okay, let me move these out of the way. All right. The next thing that I really, really have to do, because I've already screwed it up, is gonna pot up some ficus. And so this is, I think it was a Taneki rubber tree, Ficus elastica. But I had a friend that cut it down, and then I was like, yeah, give me some cuttings, and they had to cut it down because it's too close to a wall. And I said, give me some cuttings, and I'll make you a potted plant that you can give back to your wife because she was like not happy about having to cut it down. But then I left this in water, so now I'm on the hook here. What I was trying to do is show. All right, here we go. So kind of show we have some roots. You can see that. So we do have some roots already kind of growing. So all these dots on the stem here, it's like absorbing moisture from the air, right? And it holds it in. But then they're all capable, it's capable of rooting. And that's why Ficus elastica is like super easy to propagate. Even in water, but it really should not have been kept in the water. I left it in there far too long. So we got, yeah, it doesn't smell so good down there either. Got a little bit of decay going on there. Okay, so I've got all these stem cuttings. You can see like I waited too long, so I'll have to cut this back and do some stuff. All right, so what I'm going to do is do 6-inch pots. See if I can. I'll just do a few of them. I want to do the ones that rooted already in the 6-inch pots, and then I will. I'll do some taller ones and see if I can't get them to still. See if I can't get them to still root. It might be close. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll start with this one. You can see it actually has some stuff, like it was getting ready to, it's actively growing right now. So start with this one. So these guys at the bottom are actually, they're not going to grow. So you got your clean pair of clippers that are not sharp by any means. I don't know where my good ones are. Okay, so I'm going to take the stems off, the leaves off, and then you can kind of see they've got these. It's got these things. So this is going to be my top cutting. I'll probably go. So if this gets buried in, so right there. So you can see the layers here. So this is the mid area where you want to cut. So and I'll lay this out. This is the top. I'm gonna do the same. Top. This one's messed up. I totally screwed this up. All right. So we're gonna do top. And then this one will be there. This is no good. Same thing here. Make it good top cut. And then 2 others. All right, so I got a couple stems here. We'll see the success rate that I get based on me leaving them in there too long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 of them. I think I'll be able to have at least 6 that root and leaf out from this. We're gonna do 6-inch pots. All right. And so for this mix, I'm not gonna change anything up. I'm just gonna leave what we have here, and then I'll nothing special for these, I guess is what I was trying to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I got enough. All right, so for these, it's going to be like a quick process here. It would have been. These are all stuck together. Okay, so filling up the, and you could also root these. I guess what I could do, maybe I'll show you how to do it. All right. The easier way to do this, so you're not having so much space, is we'll do it this way, and then I'll check back in on them. So we're going to root several in one 6-inch pot, and then that way, once they start forming a root, we'll pull them out, separate, then put them into their separate pots. And I'm going to use, just to make sure, I need a surefire thing here. Man. Oh, if you weren't on earlier when we were talking about the stink, I made a boo-boo and it stinks back here. It's gross. All right, so I'm gonna.
Back there, it stinks everywhere.
It's like the wind is coming through. So I'm gonna do that. Pop that in. I made a boo-boo. So I'm putting them about 2 inches apart. Just cruising down around. It's gonna do like a circle. And I'm using.
Renee said that dealers in alcohol, and she said she called the dealership in Lakeside Camp and Lakeside in Ramona. Dealers in alcohol.
Oh, so they didn't have to go all the way back to Yuma.
That would be terrible.
See how this does. All right, so I got. Oh, all right, so I got 5 in this one, and I'll do 4 in another one. We'll let them root. We'll see how we do. Some of these, it was already rooting in the water, and it's right there. Maybe I got enough here to do one more. Check it out here. So this is Ficus elastica. It's pretty easy to propagate. You can also do like air layering on the plant. That would make it even easier. But they had to get rid of it, and I was like late night going over there getting cuttings from them because I don't have this. I don't have this tree. So same thing. All right. Ooh, this one's got some good little roots already kind of forming. Those little bumps, little white bumps, those were the roots. So here. And worst time that we ever had breaking down. What would it be, Crystal? Worst time we had breaking down on the road.
Vegas.
Oh, with the AC.
Vegas, baby.
That was so bad. So we were going from Vegas back to Phoenix at the time. And the AC went out in Vegas. It's summertime. So summertime Vegas, it's hot. Really hot. And we took it to a couple of dealerships, and the Freon that it was a Dodge Durango that we had. Dodge Durango, and the Freon that we had was like some special one. I don't really know. It wasn't the regular one. So nobody had it, and it was a warranty thing, but nobody could fix it. So we were like, we'll just drive back to Phoenix. So we waited till later in the day to take off. And we did get super lucky though, because it was like raining. There was monsoons rolling through. So, but windows down, it's like old school, windows are down, blasting, and it's super hot outside. And I don't want to put this back in there. So that doesn't really do much. I just don't want to put it back in here. Super yeah, I remember that trip. It was just me and Crystal though. Where did the kids go? What? Am I supposed to remember? Now I'm in trouble or something?
You're in trouble.
Man, what happened? Nail salon?
Mom's in trouble. She did it when I couldn't.
Oh no, I'm talking about on the trip.
I think where did the kids go just now? I'm like, they're at the nail salon. Where were the kids when we went on our trip?
Yeah. Where were the kids? Because we didn't have them with. At home.
I think no. I think they're in
They.
hatchback.
Oh.
I think.
That's funny. You're all thinking right now, is that what that whole like behind the scenes camera thing was?
Yes.
With the kids and da 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 da.
No.
Oh my goodness. So what I'm gonna do, I got these here. I'm gonna water them in, and then I'm gonna put this over in the propagation area and try to get them going. And then I got this big old bucket. I'm not gonna let it stink. I'm gonna put all these in bigger buckets later, not on the show, but I'll use the same methods, and I hope that I get some little trees, if not just one, because I might have really messed this one up. So my eyes sometimes are bigger than my uh, time, and I try to do a whole bunch of gardening and then run out of time or something else. We are like so we're moving rooms. We had so Arlene had knee surgery, and so she was upstairs, couldn't be upstairs anymore, so we moved her down to our room, and we were up in hers. We have none of our stuff anywhere where it's supposed to be. We're like living out of suitcases for months on end, and now it's she can go upstairs. So we're trying to make that transition, but we also have like we're trying to redo the guest room where the office is to make that okay. And then there's a new bed. There's all these situations going on, and so I spent my whole weekend, and we're gonna spend some more time just trying to like I won't be outside, so I keep neglecting my stuff. All right, so getting close to the end of time. I finished my friend's stuff. I've got some propagations that I've made. Let me water these in. Water myself in too. All right, water this guy. Water these in, and with these, we're trying to root these. Same thing. Want to keep it wet. Um, so watering, not like saturated, oversaturated, and like turning green and algae, but just staying wet all the time. So it's just a little bit of water. It's just going to be like little bits, 3 times a week or so for me here, and then we'll start checking on them and see how we do here. Water this one in. The last thing I was going to do was do this Japanese poinsettia. I was gonna make some cuttings. I'm gonna make the cuttings, and then that'll be all I have time for today. So appreciate you guys hanging out and doing some plant chores with me. Like always, if you have questions, feel free to reach out, ask, and happy to help you. So I'm gonna clean these off. So with the succulent plants, you usually my recommendation is to and cactus too. And I broke this already. Check it out. Dang it! Can't have nice things. Working hard back here behind the bar. That's why. So succulents and cactus, you wanna make your cuts, and then you wanna let it out in the shade. Don't put it in the direct sun because it'll probably sunburn or not be super happy. Um, you want to make your cuts and then let it callus over before you plant. Callusing usually, depending on where you're at, anywhere from a couple days to 1 week, but generally in just a couple days. And so I'm gonna make some cuttings here, and then I'm just gonna leave them here. Clean this up too, because it's time. So what I'm gonna do is take strategic cuts because I want to keep this big. So what I'm doing is, what I mean by that is, I'm going to keep this guy here, but I'm going to cut out this one. So I'm making this cut right here. There's one. It'll still look similar. You want to get vigorous, good, healthy stems, not weak ones. Like this one here, I'm just going to cut it off. I'm not going to try to propagate that one. I want it to be vigorous, good. This one I'll cut there. And then we'll have all these shears are no good. Okay. Now we still got good amounts here. Cut that because it doesn't look good. And then I'll make this last. This is going to be the one that I get good amount from. All right, let me step back a little bit. So these ones are a little long. Oh, I still got this one. yeah, so I'm still looking pretty full. So I'm going to leave this the way it is because I want to keep it full. I don't want to cut it too much. I use this for, I like to use it. Decoration type stuff around here. These plants, I like them. But I do need more. So my cuttings, I'm going to do about 6-inch cuttings. So about right here. And then, so here's this is the midpoints in between. So that'll be one. This one I'll just do right here at this, there was like a V, right? That'll be 3. I'm going to try to pay attention to how they're standing. Nice whiff of that smell. My goodness. And, oh man, this one's got a little double thing going on here. If I do, I'm going to do here. Nah, that won't work. Okay, 6 inches here. And then we'll have a little double. Okay, from there, you want to keep this. We're going to let this dry out. On these ones where the leaves are, I'm going to pinch off the leaves on the bottom portions. Set them aside. Finishing up here. This one might be too thin to do, but we'll do it anyways. See what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to take the leaves off where. The other thing, certain succulent plants, especially if they're euphorbia or anything like that, be careful with the white sap coming out. It could be could irritate your skin a little bit. So pay attention to that. If you know you are, if you know you do get irritations from that, then you probably should wear gloves. Just a heads up. Okay. So what I want to do, because I'm gonna leave these here, is I was gonna mark them. I don't have a pen. Is there a pen over there? Yeah, let me use that. That's perfect. Just use what you got. All right. So I'm going to mark the bottoms so that with black. So because I'm not going to do this right away and I'll probably screw it up. So simple, just mark on the bottom. Will give me a heads up when I go. So I'll come back in a couple days or maybe this weekend, and all these are just going to go in a porous mix, 4-inch pots, one per, and I'll get them to root, and then I'll transfer them over to 6-inch pots. They go pretty quick, and we'll have some new plants. All right, so that's it. Got the marker. Clean up my mess a little bit, and I am over my time. I give myself usually an hour to do the film, and I'm over that. So thank you guys for watching, hanging out with me, doing some plant chores, rambling on about plants. If you found something interesting, feel free, make sure you hit the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, Plant Bar. We're working on trying to continue to get monetized, and we're slowly inching our way that way. And we're just trying to continue to put out some content, and it's things we need to do anyway. So we're just bringing you along for the ride.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. I'm David with the Plant Bar. Bye-bye.